So here is Zephyr, and this is day 7 with him. And you can see he's in one of the smaller pens, and it's actually time to clean them out because they're getting pretty dirty. So it's a good opportunity for him to kind of learn to investigate a little bit, and also learn to figure out other two-leggeds. So I've got my working student Megan here. She's just standing, letting him investigate a little bit because he's really only been used to me. And there I had her back up a couple of steps because that builds his confidence a little bit. And then again, that's kind of the touch cue for him, and that was really good. So then I kind of walked to the other side of the pen so he could come be over here with me, while then she worked on cleaning the pen. And it was a bit of a tag team, so Megan took a load out and then Ellen came in, so it was really good for him to get that exposure with different people and kind of doing different things. And I was really pleased with him. He did very well for that. So again, we've got 3 Mustangs, and we've got 2 smaller pens and then the bigger 50-foot round pen. So we kind of take turns on which ones are in the bigger pen versus in the smaller pen. So one of the working students got to have their horse in the bigger pen today, while Zephyr got to be in the smaller pen. So that was fine. I'm going to keep working on going in and building up our touch. And even though we're in a smaller space, still working on those releases. And so I've got my white stick. I'm going to go back and work on our touch. You can see he's pretty comfortable with that. And again, I like to use kind of the rubber end on it. It's a little bit better feel for him because again, the end of that one is a little bit on the broken side, but it still works. Getting some good touches here, working on that point of hip. And he handled that really well. Then again, working on the leg a little bit here. And making sure I give him plenty of releases. And he's pretty good about me touching on his belly. And again, working on kind of the sensitive spot, so that flank area. Handled that really well too. You can see it's a pretty chilly day. Florida has been sometimes broken this winter. But now I'm going to introduce him to the ribbon stick. So I really love this tool because it's very visual, but it's very soft to them. So they learned to kind of deal with a lot of visual things happening, but a pretty soft touch. So I find it really helps build the confidence for them. So again, I'm going to show it to him first, and then I'm going to have him follow it. And he's doing pretty good with that. And then again, I'm going to touch his nose and take it away and just build up on that approach and retreat. That was really good. Now I'm going to see if I can get it in a little bit closer there. He tolerated that, so then I'm going to take it away. Again, I'm in a smaller pen, so there's kind of only so much, but he is handling those releases as far enough for him. Now I'm going to try the other side. That was really good. So he kind of let me in there with the ribbon stick, and I wanted to make sure I got out of there pretty quickly. And then you can see he's moving towards, like, oh, yeah, that's not so bad. But again, the wind is not my friend today. Now I sped this up for you guys so you can see starting to move it kind of down his body a little bit. And he's handling that really well. And then just creating a little bit of movement. And that was really good. He's not too bothered by that. And again, I create that movement and get him to follow. And again, sped it up for you because this just takes time. You can see he's really starting to understand that that's okay. And so then after that, with the ribbon stick, I use that as an opportunity to come in and touch. He said, "Ma'am, I'm not a fan of you adjusting my halter like that." You can tell he kind of changed his energy. He kind of bowed up a little bit more. So I'm just going to hold my ground a little bit here. So again, he's kind of a little bit more on the defensive, bowed up. So I'm going to try to see if I can get him to come back down a little bit. And then kind of in that moment when he was a little bit on guard, just seeing if I could deflate him a little bit by rubbing on those facial nerves right around the eyes. Sometimes that works in getting them to just take a minute to relax. But that's what he does when he kind of gets worried. Turns into a little bit of a blowfish, per se. He's handling this pretty well. And then again, making sure that my releases are long for him. So, I mean, I cut this down for you guys because this was a 30-minute session. And making sure I put in those releases when he's needed. So that little movement there was important because that little move of just putting my hand to elbow on the wither is a foundation for riding him, actually. So letting me get in that close and I kind of put that part of my body on him is really important in the beginning steps of getting him to accept me on his back. Again, he's kind of like, "Lady, you're doing some weird things." I'm just going to use my left hand just a little bit to block. So now, again, adding 2 hands. And just using my weight a little bit so he can realize that I'm not a predator. We're just kind of hanging out. I'm going to move his feet again. And that was really nice right there. And I'm just kind of using my hand, going up and grabbing the withers. Again, that can be a pretty sensitive thing for them as well. So just trying to get him used to those feelings. And that is not a bad thing. And I was really happy with that today. I thought he did really well with the ribbon stick. And I'm just working on taking off his clip here and just finishing up with a little bit of the touch and release. And he was a very good boy.